Good morning, colleagues, and welcome to the new school year. A few weeks ago, I got to do something pretty incredible. One of my lifelong friends got married in New Orleans, and a bunch of our close friends who are musicians put together a house band for the reception. We called ourselves the DGs, and we didn't just show up in New Orleans, plug in, and start playing. For months, we were learning music, rehearsing, arranging for equipment, coordinating guest musicians from other areas of the country, figuring out sound and travel and all the other details that go into getting a band prepared to be on stage. And then we got up there and played. The audience didn't see any of the preparation hours or the grind of the lead up. They just saw the show. And I've been thinking about that experience as we get organized for the beginning of this school year. Like every great touring band, the players that make up the Dreams Tour here at Northwest Regional all play a critical role. What we accomplish on behalf of children and families depends a lot more on the whole team than whomever happens to be standing at the microphone. We've dubbed today's convocation the Dreams Tour because we're coming together across a dozen locations spread over our 4 counties with one shared purpose: to imagine what's possible for the children and families that we serve, and what each of us can do to help turn those dreams into action. We may not be in the same room, but we're part of the same team. We are all in the band. I know we're beginning this year at a complicated moment for public education, and really, for many American institutions. For education agencies across Oregon, budgets are tight, enrollment is down, and important outcomes for our students, and especially those from historically marginalized communities, are lagging most other states. Many school districts and ESDs are making painful choices. Federal support for students with disabilities is increasingly uncertain. Technology is transforming childhood, education, and the future of work for our students faster than any of us can fully process. And too often, educators are discussed as if they are the problem, rather than the people working every day to solve extraordinarily difficult issues for children, families, and communities. I do not know exactly what is going to happen next. None of us do. And I'm not going to tell you this morning that everything is going to be okay. But I do believe deeply that our future will depend less on our ability to predict every change than our capacity to trust one another as we face it. And trust is not passive. It's not simply assuming everything will work out or that someone else will solve collective problems. Trust is knowing that when a challenge emerges, someone will answer the call for help. It's knowing you can ask a question without pretending you already know the answer. It's being willing to share expertise, admit uncertainty, and try something new. It's believing that when the work becomes difficult, your colleagues will not leave you to carry it alone. Trust is not a finish line. It's not the encore. It is not built in one dramatic moment. Trust happens through hundreds of small actions that demonstrate integrity. It's a product of us showing up for one another. And showing up might mean hours driving between schools, communities, and home visits. It might mean helping families navigate life-altering diagnoses or complex social service systems, things you didn't necessarily know about when you first became an educator. It might mean entering settings where people do not yet understand the value of your expertise. You build trust by being present. Before you can begin the technical work you were actually trained to do. It means giving your time to children who have already experienced rejection and are now often out of the sight of others. Most of those moments will never make it into a report, a photograph, or a graduation ceremony. But once in a while, we get to see what all those invisible moments add up to. This spring, I had the privilege of attending Cascade Academy's graduation. Graduations are joyous. We see the students in their gowns, we hear their names, we applaud as they cross the stage, or like in Cascade Academy when they strut into the cafeteria. And at Cascade, we hear students reflect on what it took to reach that moment. Because for many of those students, arriving graduation was not guaranteed. It was hard. There were undoubtedly days when a student did not believe that they could finish. Days when coming through the school doors was an accomplishment. Days when formal academic learning seemed completely out of reach until a student felt safe, regulated, and understood. And on those days, a team wrapped around that student. A teacher adjusted a lesson. An instructional assistant sat beside a student who needed to know that they were not alone. A behavior assistant helped a young person pause, regulate, and begin again. A counselor listened. A transition specialist helped a student imagine a future that they could not yet picture. An office employee solved a transportation problem. Someone made another phone call, tried another strategy, offered another opportunity, and a family kept believing. The student crossed the stage, but an entire team came together to build that path. That is what I saw at Cascade Academy come graduation. And it's what I know others witnessed who also attended graduations across our schools last spring. At Levi Anderson, one graduate of the class of 2026 started their journey with us after a crisis that had serious consequences. But that crisis also became a turning point. They were connected with adults and services that helped them understand what they were experiencing, work through it, and begin imagining something different from themselves. At graduation, they reflected, I never really thought I was going to make it here, not even like a year ago. I'm really proud of myself for sticking with it and getting it done. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and despite all that, I've started to overcome all that and get through it and achieve something. Wow. It's also what parents, educators, and friends witnessed at Pacific Academy. Just look at all those red eyes and huge grins in the graduation day photos. And it's probably what parents and family members witnessed at dozens of preschool promotion celebrations across the region, where your early childhood colleagues worked with community preschool teachers to help our littlest learners be safe with their friends, participate in class, and know that they belong. As a former elementary educator, I can just imagine the bittersweet ache many of our early childhood educators felt this summer, knowing the children that they supported were heading off to kindergarten, proud of how far they've come, and wondering how that moment arrived so quickly. These moments are wonderful, but they are fleeting, and there's a lot happening backstage to pull it off. In your swag bag today, you'll find a note card. I hope you'll use it to make some of that invisible work visible, to thank someone who has supported you, shared the load, or simply helped you be better at what you do. And in that same spirit, I want to thank everyone working behind the scenes to make today possible. Our tech support, ASL interpreters, facilitators, content developers, and administrative support staff. You've prepared spaces, you've planned professional learning, updated software, coordinated schedules, and made sure that people are fed and they're comfortable and we're ready to lean in together. Like graduations or concerts, that work is visible today. But the work that keeps this organization going and keeps children and families supported is harder to see. As you kick off the year with children or with the educators you support across our 20 school districts, I know I won't witness firsthand all the effort that goes into rising to every occasion. I won't see the preparation before a difficult conversation, the patience required to rebuild trust, the problem solved quietly before anyone even knew it existed, or the emotional weight carried after the immediate work is done. I know I won't see it all. None of us can, but I hope you enter the year knowing that you don't have to carry all of it alone. There are people around you to lean on, people you can invite into a difficult moment, people who can offer expertise, help you see a problem differently, or remove a barrier that is making your work harder than it needs to be. And that requires something from all of us. We all need to keep learning and staying curious about one another's work. Our leaders need to keep learning. Our colleagues need to keep learning. We need to stay curious not only about what our colleagues do, but what it takes to do it well. And when someone calls for help, we all have a responsibility to answer that call. That is why education service districts matter so much right now. We exist because no district, no educator, and ultimately no child or family should have to face their hardest challenges alone. When a small or rural district cannot employ every specialist its students need, we share expertise across communities. When one team discovers a better way to support a student or a family, we spread that learning. When a challenge crosses organizational boundaries, we bring people together. When students who are historically overlooked have something to share, we listen and we pull up more chairs. That is the promise of this organization. Whatever comes next, we will be better equipped to face it because we face it together. And when we do that well, the dreams we have for children and families become more than aspirations. They become possible. Thank you for what you do to turn aspirations into possibilities for children, for families, for communities, and really for one another. Welcome to the new school year. Let's turn those dreams into action together.